Kia listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. Don't forget to join me on X or Instagram, YouTube, or your pod streamer. Yes, I've been away for a few days. We've missed a few important days, days 12, 13, and 14. Unfortunately, some family emergencies got in the way and took me away from sumo. So let's do a bit of a catch up on day 12, 13, and 14 before we go into the final day of day 15 of this show. So day 12 now, Yokozuna faced Abi. Terunofuji saw a defeat on day 11, remember, to Shin Sekiwake Onosato. And today he faced Sekiwake Abi. To be honest, it wasn't much fight from Abi as he got driven out Yorikiri fairly easily by the Yokozuna. Ozeki Korizukura, he had a short but interesting match in terms of the Yusho race with Hoshoryu. Both tried for a belt grip off the Tachiai, and Hoshoryu briefly got a right grip before he gave up the grip and went around the head and neck with his right arm, got control of Kotozukura's left arm, held against his own body. He then used his outside leg and lifted Kotozukura's leg, pulled him around with a big headlock over and into the dirt, Kubinage with a hand around the neck throw. The opponent like you're rolling inwards. That got him to 2 behind the Yokozuna on 9 wins, but unfortunately it saw a hip injury and Hoshoryu went Kyujo for the rest of the tournament. That was on the advice of his Oyakata. There was no point chasing it if he was injured, apparently. Kotozukura, well, whilst he got his Kachikoshi on day 10, he has now lost 2 in a row. Might wonder if he's gone to sleep towards the end of the tournament. This is becoming a bit of a habit for the Ozeki. He had another chance here this tournament and dropped a few matches he shouldn't have. Sekiwake, our Kataban, Ozeki Takakeisho Kataban. Good drive by Takakeisho to take Onosato back to the bales, but Onosato sidestepped, got a hand on Taka's belt and helped him out, and over the bales, Uwatanage, that put Takakeisho on wood. He can't afford to drop any more matches after day 12. Onosato, he staged a good recovery from a fairly poor start to this tournament, 7-5 after day 12. Kirishima, he kept his hopes alive on day 12 with a Yorikiri win over Atamifuji. He got onto Atamifuji's belt. A bit of a brief struggle got him Yorikiri. That put Kirishima on 7 wins, Atami on 4. 2 very strong men engaged in a pushing, thrusting battle. That was Daisho up against Mitakeyumi. Mitakeyumi's been a little bit inconsistent this tournament, but there's some signs of life there. He eventually got Daisho over the bales Oshidashi, a good win there. Hiradumi, he got his Kachikoshi on day 12, a really good thrusting attack to get Gonayama back over the bales fairly quickly. It's 8-4 for Hiradumi, only 3 unfortunately for Gonayama. Tobizaru, he took advantage of a struggling Wakamoto Haru. Tobizaru pressed forward, then released and shifted. This propelled Wakamoto Haru forward across the ring. Tobizaru then rang Wakamoto Haru's bell as he slammed him out of the dojo. It's a big Nodowa that kind of really pushed Wakamoto back. But anyway, got him the win. That put Wakamoto Haru on 4 wins and Makekoshi for him, having another bad tournament. Tobizaru chasing his Kachikoshi. He's on 7. Ura, he helped Takanosho in his chase for the Yusho with Terunofuji. Takanosho on 8 wins coming into the match. Ura struggling on 4, needing a win desperately. Ura tried his best to avoid Takanosho's Tachiai, but Takanosho slammed forward and blasted Ura out. Takanosho, he pressed his claim on 9 wins there after day 12. Our other chaser, Tsurunumi, he was on 8 wins coming into day 12. He met with Bushozan. Tsurunumi, he got shoved around and out by Bushozan, but on the edge, Tsurunumi shoved Bushozan down. The Gunbai went to Tsurunumi from the Gyoji referee, but as a result, it was a mono-e. The judges said it was a bit too close. They weren't sure who touched out or touched down first. Too close to call. They decided a Toranayoshi rematch was in the making. So in the rematch, Tsurunumi, he quickly slapped Bushozan down at the Tachiai, Hatakikomi, and Tsurunumi saves himself and progresses to 9 wins in the chase. Wakatakakage, he faced Ichi Yamamoto. Now remember, Ichi Ichi Yamamoto, he is a big fan of Wakataka Kage. He's got all sorts of merchandise. Ichi Yamamoto and Asaniyama, they're besties, and they did a video of all of Ichi Yamamoto's Wakataka Kage merchandise a little while ago, kind of showing off face masks and all sorts of things. How do you face your hero in sumo? Well, you beat him, a Watanabe. Wakataka Kage, he drove Ichi Yamamoto back, powered through Ichi's Supari thrusting, but at the edge, Ichi Yamamoto, he slipped left like an endo, reached behind Wakataka Kage and pulled him forward. This effectively took Wakataka Kage out of the Yusho race and probably ruined Ichi Yamamoto's hero status on him. I doubt Wakataka Kage would be too fussed about losing either. Fuji, he notched up another entertaining fight this tournament. You just can't look away from a few of these fighters, and Ura is one, Tobizar is the other. Fuji, you never look away from his fights. Look, it's really hard to describe how good this match was and how much effort both competitors put into it. Oho's footwork was pretty damn good and fairly flawless. Look, Fuji, he tried to get a belt, but he missed it off the touch shy. They got into a bit of a thrusting battle. He locked up Oho's arm and almost got him down. Hikiyatoshi almost caught Kotanage, but Oho somehow recovered. He did an excellent job of a bit of a bail dance, tap dancing across the Tawara bales as Fuji tried to get him over a Kuridashi as he was recovering his feet position. Then he tried to get him Yorakiri as Oho does an amazing stuff to stay in at the bales, had ankles right up against it. Fuji got onto the belt as Oho had an overarm grip over Midori's shoulder. So they locked up for a bit of a strength battle, but Oho's quite strong. He was always going to win this fight. He lifted him in segments, lifted Fuji, the smaller man, back and over the bales. Both deserved that one. It was a Kimadashi, an arm lock-up force out. They both deserved that hard-fought win. Both finish day 12 on 7 wins. Day 13, Terunofuji faced a struggling Takakeisho, Ozeki Karaban. Takakeisho, he needs this win to stay in with a chance to keep his Ozeki status for his Kachikoshi. Terunofuji and Taka, they had a massive tachiai followed by a series of giant hits and thrusts. These two Rikishi are the most powerful thrusters going. Takakeisho, he finally goes in hard, and Terunofuji, he sidestepped a bit, got a hand on the back of Takakeisho, take him down Hatakikome, and end a 5-year run of Ozeki rank for Takakeisho, who will now fall to Sekiwake in September, like Kirishima, but he can get straight back, but he needs 10 wins. Can he do it in September? I'll tell you because I'll be at the tournament in September. Kodazakura, he continued his late Basho slumber. Like all other tournaments, he lost to Abi Yorakiri. And I say slumber because Kodazakura's tachiai was just minimal at best. He seemed to have little thrusting power as Abi just pushed and thrust him back over the bales easily. Not a great effort there from our Ozeki. Onosato, he got the Fusen win, the default win over Hoshoryu. Churanumi, he kept his chase alive by winning against our Komusubi Daisho. Look, a really strong series of exchange of thrusting. Eventually, Churanumi dodged a thrust from Daisho, got in behind him for an Akuri Dashi push-out. Churanumi, he advanced to 10 wins. Daisho, he's still searching for Kachikoshi on day 13 for 7 wins. Hiradumi, he lost a bit of a steam coming towards the end of the tournament. He took a loss against the returning former Sekiwake, Wakataka Kage. Fairly easy Oshidashi win for Waka, who just thrust and pushed Hiradumi back. 9 for Wakataka Kage, 8 for Hiradumi. Our other chaser, Takanosho, he faced Kirishima, who's already in trouble, pushed back to the bales early. Takanosho got a hand on the back of Kirishima's head for a Hatakikomi attempt. Kirishima recovered, but he was just too off balance, and an Oshidashi push out was the end there. Takanosho, he's still in the hunt at 10 wins. Kirishima, he's still on 7 and still chasing his Kachikoshi. Day 14. Let's look firstly at Churanumi, who's one of our chasers, chasing Terunofuji. He faced Onosato. Now, this was to stay in the race to give himself a chance. Massive hit at the tachiai, and it just Onosato just blew Tsurunumi back to the bails and over. That prevents Tsurunumi from getting a left-hand grip and keeps the distance. Tsurunumi tries an Ottawa, but it's no good. He was just out-muscled. That left the Terunofuji being chased by the sole man Takanosho as Tsurunumi is out of the race. Terunofuji, when he faced up Takanosho last night, if he won this bout against Takanosho, that won him the Yusho, couldn't be caught mathematically. Takanosho, he needed to win to at least give himself a chance. Terunofuji, he went in at the tachi, but he just seemed to go sideways at the tachi. His right shoulder turned something. Whether Takanosho got a hand on it with his right hand and got him pushed, if he did, it was a great move. He tried to go for something with his right hand. Takanosho got under his shoulder, got a Nodowa thrust, and drove the Yokozuna back. And it goes to day 15. The cushions flew in the arena for the second time this tournament as Terunofuji took the loss. So the situation is now Terunofuji faces Korizakura Ozeki on day 15. Takanosho, he faces an improved Onosato in this tournament. Takanosho, he must win and Terunofuji must lose on day 15 to force a playoff match. Now, Korizakura, remember, has not beaten Terunofuji before and he's looking a little bit maybe out of gas. Onosato, he has beaten Takanosho once before. So that should be interesting. Other fights on day 14, Korizakura, he beat Takakeisho. Look, it was a good a better tachi from Korizakura after a bit of a mutter. He went in hard, drove Takakeisho back, a big body grip drive, and Takakeisho gave up at the bails. Abe, he beat Kirishima, who's still searching for Kachikoshi at least. Abe went in at the tachi. Kirishima was not so committed. Abe disengaged and Kirishima went down forward. Not really much of an arm grab. Abe, he gets Kachikoshi with his 8 wins. Hiradumi, well, he recovered and showed he's still got a bit of gas left on day 14. A really big belly-pumping force-out win over the bigger man, Mitokayumi. Wakamoto Haru, he salvaged a bit of pride with a hard-fought win against Meisei. Meisei blast Wakamoto Haru at the tachi. Wakamoto Haru, he's forced to the bails. He was under serious pressure, but this is his defensive position with his feet on the bails. He gets a belt and drives Meisei back, lifts him up and over and dumps him out. Awesome recovery there from Wakamoto Haru. Moved him for 5 wins, but not a great tournament for him. Meisei stuck on 4. Pretty much one of the matches of the day for me. Tobizaru, he notched up his Kachikoshi over Oshoma. They both tried to keep each other away on their long arms. Tobizaru saw him on his front weight and did a fantastic little front leg foot sweep, and Oshoma went down front ways. He had no idea what happened. It was a really good win if you want to watch that one on replay. Midori Fuji, he got his Kachikoshi with a Yorakiri over Kageaki. Yes, I said Yorakiri. Big drive for the win. Well done to him. Other Kachikoshis for day 14. Broga got his against Kimbozan. Kageaki got his on day 13 with a win over Shodai. Bushozan, he got his Kachikoshi against Sadanumi. Those who are already in trouble on Makekoshi, they are Nishiki Fuji, Chiyoshima, Takara Fuji, Hokuto Fuji, Nishikigi, who's improved 5 wins. Ryuden, Kinbozan, Sadanumi, Shonanumi, Onosho, who's Kyujo, Ura, Gonoyama, Takayasu, Mitokayumi, Wakamoto Haru, Atami Fuji, Meisei, and Takakeisho. All of those guys now cannot get Kachikoshi. Those chasing a Kachikoshi are not many, and they are left tonight is Kirishima, Oshoma, Tamawashi, and Ichiyamamoto. They're all on 7 wins for day 15. So let's see how day 15 pans out. Will we have a Dai Yokozuna with a 10 Yusho win? Only tonight will tell. Join me later this evening for an update after the Basho. My apologies for leaving it so late. Family does get in the way sometimes, or they come first, whichever way you want to look at it. Hakioi listeners, let's learn sumo.